Hello everybody, how you guys doing today? For those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. Maybe you've been here before or been to one of my live streams. What we're going to be doing in this video is we're going to be giving you some details on a giveaway that we've actually had going on for a little while that is about to end. And then I know some of the people from our community were wanting me to do some of the listing reviews. So for those of you who actually have listings already going, that's great. Feel free to put those in the chat box, put the links in the chat box so that I can go through those links and pull up those listings and be able to give you guys a little quick review. Now, this is by no means a super in-depth review that I would normally do, like when we're working one-on-one or something of that nature, but it'll be close enough to get you started and to help you have an understanding of some of the things that you might want to go out there and actually get done. So hopefully you're on the YouTube channel and you're able to see that's where we are right now, which is great. And what we're going to do, like I said, is I've got some listings from some of our subscribers or some of our students actually, and we're going to pull those up and look at those. So type those in the chat if you haven't already, if you have a listing that you want me to review, and obviously we'll be answering questions as well. One of the things I do want to make sure everyone knows is that some of you may have seen some of our emails about our newest release, what we started doing for Black Friday. That's over at cashflowdiary.com/MM system. In fact, if you follow us on Facebook, our marketing officer is over there answering questions about the products and about short-term rentals as well. So I'm over here on Facebook. He's over there. Sorry, I'm over here on YouTube. That's where I am. He's over there on Facebook. And I'm going to be doing the listing reviews, answering questions, and we're going to be talking about a giveaway that hopefully you've seen. If you haven't seen it, that's okay. We can get you the details for that. And for those of you who are here with your short-term rental questions, feel free to type those in the chat, as well as make sure that what I can do is go over your listing reviews. So maybe even you can grab a few more reservations. This has happened more than once where when we've had people, take some of the advice that I give them regarding their listing, and then suddenly they get more reservations immediately. So that's pretty cool and fun for me anyway. All right, let me see. I'm pulling up the chat room over here on this screen. Give me 1 second. I see someone that the Thunder Thief in earshot. He says, I need one. That's okay. That's awesome. Let me pull up. You know what? Let's start with that. Let's start with the giveaway, so that way, because I know that's what some of you care about. If you go to, is this it? Yes, there it is. So if you go to cashflowdiary.com/win, cashflowdiary.com/win, what you'll see is that there's 3 different levels of the giveaway, and there's a third place where it's an iPad mini 4 with the iPhone SE, second place iPad with the iPhone 8, and the grand prize was the iPad Pro with the iPhone 10. You're also going to get the Apple Pencil with that one because I just think you need it. And what has the reason, and so let me see, what's this? Here's the iPad mini 4. So yep, I went and got that for somebody. I'm assuming this is the SE. Yep, so here's the SE. We've got the stuff, and I went and got these things because when it comes to running your short-term rental business, I currently have 20 in operation right now today, and I run them using an iPad and an iPhone. And I've always told people this is a business that you could run using an iPad and an iPhone. So I figured the best thing to give away is an iPad and an iPhone, right? So there you go. So there's 3 different levels of iPad and iPhone, starting with the iPad mini 4 and the SE, then the 8 and the iPad, then the iPad Pro and the 10. So we will be shipping those out. The contest ends on or the giveaway ends on Monday at 11:45 p.m. Pacific time. So again, if you want to enter that, you can go to cashflowdiary.com/win. Cashflowdiary.com/win in order to make that happen. All right. Whoops. Hit the wrong button there. Let me go look at this particular listing. I think we have one from one of our members, so I'm going through our Facebook group real fast. Whoops, that's the wrong place. So you can see Dave is right here going live as well. I'm live on YouTube. So I'm typing to them. YouTube.com/cashflowdiary. Awesome. Let me go to the membership group, which is what I'm doing there. And I believe Lorena was the one who had a listing that she wanted me to look at. So let me find it for you, everybody. You can see some of the members inside the group. Here it is. And okay. I'm looking for her listing. There it is. Is this it? She's got a lot of posts in here. I'm not sure which one it is, but I think it's this one. So hopefully, Lorena, this is the one. Ah, yes. All right. So we'll look at this one first. And let's go. Okay, so when doing, I don't know how many you have actually looked at listings. Hey, I need one. When is the result? Not even quite sure what you're asking there. So when you're looking at listings, when it comes to the short-term rental world, there are many different things that I'm going to be looking at here in this particular case. So Lorena, let's see. I'm going to spend a lot of time on your photos. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, so you've got a mix of high resolution and low resolution photos, and some of the shots that you've chosen here don't really make sense to me. So that's the first thing I'm looking at. When you're out there trying to create a listing, one of the things you want to do is you want to give people a sense of what they're going to walk into, tell a story as you walk through. So while, like, for example, your feature photo that you have here is the wrong resolution, that photo is the wrong resolution. I don't understand why that photo's there. That's a good detail photo, but I don't think it's the kind of detail photo in the kitchen you need. But if you are gonna have it, that's great. You also only have about 16 photos. I like this detail photo showing the pack and play stroller and high chair, so that's a good idea. The washer and dryer, great, but shit, you want to tell people this, but it's also out of focus. It looks like you're being pet friendly, so that's cool. I just think a different angle on that would have been better, like lower. Pet stuff for pets is always better. Lower. This is crooked, and I get the fact that you're trying to say there's coffee, but again, we've got that same thing going on, and this should not be your feature photo because the bed is slanted, etc. The photos are one of the most important things to understand that people have when they're out there looking. This is like your chance to sell them on why they need to stay with you. When I'm looking at this particular photo, or when I'm looking at these photos, that's what's really I think, hurting you on this particular one. And if I'm understanding this correctly, this is a bed inside the house, but so it's a shared room, which is, again, it's fine. What I don't understand is what I have access to. I mean, in the word you mentioned that I have an ensuite, a bathroom that's an ensuite, but I don't remember. Let me see. That's not the best photo. If that's the bathroom, that's great, but there's got to be a better way to show the bathroom than those two photos. And what is this? Is this so? How big is this house? Are you saying that this is the back pool, or is this it says community swimming pool, so I'm assuming I have to walk out and go somewhere to this. Some of the amenity photos aren't really clear to me, and I get you may be proud of your garden, but I don't understand why I would want to. Maybe, I don't know. It's just, there are just certain things that your photos are not communicating in terms of what I'm going to have access to, right? So a couple of things on your listing. If this is a private room in a house, it says 2 guests, which makes sense. 1 bedroom, which makes sense. But it says 4 bedrooms? I don't understand. If this is supposed to be a private room, it probably should only be 1, maybe 2 beds at most. So maybe I'm missing something there. So that seems to be also off. Like I said, a complete photo upgrade is definitely necessary. I like your description here, or at least the summary is pretty good, and I like the idea of what you're telling me, what it's near. So this looks good, this looks good. You've broken up the text, so it's not all like really big blocks of stuff that I'm not going to read. Moderate cancellation policy, we all know I like that. Let's look at some of the amenities. Okay, some of your amenities, it says internet is crossed out. That's a problem for nearly everybody on the planet today. What else do we have? I'm just looking at what's crossed out. Cable TV is crossed out, so I'm assuming you're saying that there's no television in that bedroom. That could be fine. I just don't know if that's intentional. Now I have a question. Is you're touting family amenities like a high chair, pack and play, in a crib, which is interesting, but it's only a 1 bedroom. So are you expecting a family with like 1 kid to stay there? I don't think that's gonna happen. So I don't know that you need the pack and play, the high chair, etc. in this particular case. Not on this listing. Even this list, if this listing is a part of a rest of a house that you're doing, like if you're doing multiple rooms in this house, that's definitely something that I would be looking at. Cleaning fee of $20 seems a little low, even if it is for just the room. Again, if you're only, this listing is only tied to the 1 bedroom, that I don't understand how they can have this extra sleep space. It should only be for the bedroom. No smoking, parties, events, check-ins anytime after 4, check out by 11. That's fine. I'm looking at these traveler insurance on their own for the duration of stay. That's interesting. You have a dog. Okay, cool. That's great. What I would say is that some of your house rules need to be a little bit more expansive. Let me pull up an example of what I'm talking about real fast, because we don't. Yeah, just give me 1 second. Oops, I heard a click. So some of your house rules, as I was saying, need to be a little bit more expansive. I'm going to pull that up in just a moment to give you a sample. I think I can pull up template. No. House rules. I think I have them saved somewhere because I use very similar rules all the time. There we go. So Let me pull this up right there. Boom, boom. All right. So here are some of the house rules that I would strongly encourage you to adopt and expand to. Let me see if I could probably make that much bigger for everybody. There you go. So what you have is good, but I think you need more. So hopefully you've got a little bit. I'll make it bigger so you can screenshot that. For all of you, if you want, feel free, take a quick screenshot. But this is closer to the house rules that I would prefer you use and keep everything safe. And then let's see. You're getting some decent reviews, and that's good. You're getting scores in the right spots. That's awesome. So as a quick glance, that's what I see. If I was going to like give this a grade from like, you know, A being awesome down to F, it's clearly not an F. You're clearly doing some things that are accurate, that are right. I would say this is closer to, I'm gonna go with, I'm just having a hard time with those photos. So I'm gonna have to say something like a B minus, maybe a C plus. That type of thing is what I'm thinking, because you've got to get those photos. You've got to get more photos first of all, and you've got to get better photos. So typically you want to have 22 to 24 photos. I can tell that you've done some optimization work, and that's great. But I think your house rules need a little bit more work. You've got some things that are not checked off that I find strange. And I don't understand how you can share a room but yet have the sleeping arrangements be what they are. So hopefully that helps you. And again, for those of you who are here watching, feel free to type in a listing if you have one inside the chat, and I'll be able to give it a quick review so that we can make sure to either answer your questions or look at your listings as we go through the process. Hey Jay, there are a lot of space in the house, so I just want to make it you. Oh, Lorena, how are you doing? Yeah, okay. So Lorena, I understand that there's a lot of space in the house, but what I'm saying specifically is the way you have this listing. So let me go back to the listing. The way you have this listing, you have it listed as a private room in the house, and the problem that I'm having is if I have a private room in the house, you're saying this private room has 4 beds. I don't think a private room has 4 beds unless you have a really ginormous bedroom. I mean, it's possible, right? It's totally possible. But maybe I'm missing something, and if I am, that's fine. So what I'm saying is that you probably should have this be 1 bed, and then on your sleeping arrangements down here, this, I get that there's common spaces and all this other stuff, but this is, I don't think you're, because the way I interpret this is that you would be letting 4 people sleep here for $68 a night, and I don't think that's what you intend or mean. Maybe you do, but I don't think so. They should have this 1 bedroom, that makes sense, and these need to go away at $68 per night. That makes sense to me. That makes total sense to me. Like I said, upgrade your house rules a little bit. You're going to need some better photos. Hopefully, in case I don't know if you missed that part, but at the end of the day, that's what I'm talking about. How should I word in the listing for private room in order to stand out? Well, you don't need to list it in the listing that it's a private room. You need to do the words that you're using are fine. What I'm saying very specifically, you don't stand out because of the words you're choosing. You stand out because of the filters, between the filters and the photos. That's how you filters, photos, and your title. These are the things that are going to help you stand out. For example, maybe I'm wrong, but you have photos of the garden, and maybe that's a thing you're proud of and you want. I don't know the customer you're trying to serve, but I've never personally said, hey, I want to stay somewhere with a garden, Japanese Zen garden. So I think those characters right there in your title are not the best. I would lead with king king bed, shared room, private king bed. I mean, that would be better, in my opinion. Unless you really, really, really want to feature the garden. Right now you're featuring the garden. I don't know that that's helping. Maybe it is. If you like that, then great. That's fine. But you're going to stand out by getting your filters, your photos, and your title right. Because no one sees you. They're not going to... Remember, let me show you. When I'm searching, and obviously I'm only using Airbnb right now, but when I'm searching, and Ontario, California. So I'm just searching. I haven't put in any dates. I haven't put in anything, right? All I did is searching, and this is what I see. That's how most people start their search. So I've got your photos, and your title is what I'm going to see. And then the next thing people are going to do is they're going to start filtering. They're going to filter with dates. They're going to filter with number of guests, like so. I'm going to say 2 adults. And then now I'm going to start filtering with dates. That's what's going to happen. That's how you're going to stand out, is because as I start filtering, do you show up? No, okay, and so here's a good example. Look at what I'm looking at right here. Now, this is an entire home, but what I like is this feature photo is so much better because the everything... The white balance is right. Now, I wish they would have used daylight balance light bulbs, but whatever. But of these 4 photos, I am likely to click this one first. Why? Because the photos grab my attention. This photo grabs my attention first compared to the rest of them. That's just what happens. And if you get your photos wrong, that will cause... And then until you grab my attention and I click your photo, then now I see the rest of your words. But I've already filtered. I've already filtered for a private room. I've already filtered for those things. So hopefully you understand that. And when you've got multiple good photos on the page, then it's going to be that title. Those are the things that you're looking for. So your photos, your filters, and your titles are what's going to help you stand out. I think I've already given you some recommendations on changing that title. So, let's see. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just appeared out of nowhere, so this is good. Lorena, I found a lot of people get turned off by seeing private room. Well, you're okay, then don't put private room in the title, but you're offering a private room. That's what you're offering. Hi Jay, interested in getting your feedback on my listing. Okay, I'll get there. I need a link. You got to put the URL in there. So, and we'll get, it looks like some more. Let's see. I'm looking for the links. What is this? I have Roku TV, but no cable. Is it necessary to have cable TV? I think it is necessary. Oops, I just realized I'm showing the wrong screen there. I would rather have cable TV than not have cable TV for the moment. Now that's going to change as some of these cord cutting services like YouTube TV get better and actually get onto a Roku device. But I have found that depending on, again, it's not about should you have TV or should you not have TV. If you're not, you're going to get tired of me saying it, but I'll keep saying it until you actually do it. And now all of you will. Who are you looking to serve, right? If the person that you are looking to serve is expecting a television, then please make sure that you have a television. If you just got here or got here late, one of the things that you see in the screen right over here is a link to, we're still doing a giveaway for the iPhone product. So we're doing 3 different levels. If you haven't yet, go over to cashflowdiary.com/win. We have an iPad Mini 4 with an iPhone SE, an iPad, an iPhone 8 as the second prize, and then the grand prize is the iPad Pro, the iPhone X, or I just said it, the iPhone 10 with the Apple Pencil, and our brand new product, which is the short-term rental mastermind. It's basically a business system that I've developed based upon my, like I said, over 3,000 guests that I've hosted, over 1,000 reservations, and it's designed to help you grow a short-term rental business to whatever size you want. I currently operate 20 of them myself, and I do so with an iPad and iPhone, which is how I was inspired to give away iPads and iPhones. So just go over to cashflowdiary.com/win for the details, and you can enter there. We will be ending that Monday at 11:45 p.m. Pacific time. So you've got some time to get on over there. What we're doing right now is I'm reviewing listings. Make sure you type them in the chat, answering your questions as it relates to short-term rentals. Hi Jay, trying to paste my link, but it won't allow you. Why can't you post the URLs in the chat? That's interesting. I don't know why you can't do that. Hold on. Maybe there's a setting I have. Let me see. I just changed the setting. Try now. So I just changed the setting. See if you can post a link now. Manage moderator, pop out chat, toggle timestamps. Yep, I definitely want to see the timestamps. Uh-oh. I don't want that. I'm trying to figure it out, guys. Try now. So yeah, try to post your links now and let me know if you can do it. Because I just made a change, and maybe that was what was preventing you guys from doing. That's messed up. If you can't post the URL in the chat, how am I supposed to do this? You have to. Nope, still can't post the URL. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm trying to figure it out. Why can't I post a URL in YouTube live chat? Haha, 1 second. Okay, so I have another way that we're gonna hit. I don't know why it's not. I'll have to figure that out another day. So I'm gonna show you something. Here's how we're going to do this then. All right, Airbnb.com. We go to any home. All right, I'm gonna show you something that maybe you've never noticed. I want you to look at the top of the screen right here. At the top of the screen, it has airbnb.com/rooms, and then it has a number. Every listing has a number. If you give me that number from your listing, what I can do is I can type it in manually, and then we'll be able to I'll be able to look at your listing that way until I can figure out why you can't type the URL. I have no idea. So put the listing number in the chat, and I will go get that. It's 106, really? Okay, that's a very low number. Yes, you got it. That's the number I'm after. Give me that number, and what I will do is pull that one up. It says 106. No, that one says the listing is no 106. It says your listing was no longer available. So they have to be live so that I can see them. 1492 5943. Ah, perfect. All right. So here we go. Who is this? Adil. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Hopefully I am. If I'm not, I'm sorry. All right. So my community has affectionately called me the photo Nazi. So understand that I'm going to be the most hypercritical of your photos because, again, it is filters, photos, and title. Those are the things that are going to help you to stand out, right? So initially, when I'm looking at this, the first thing I'm thinking is this is very sterile. Now, understand something else that's really important. It's always Everything has to be done in context. In the context of whom do you want to serve? For example, I specialize personally in my portfolio, business owners, or sorry, the business traveler. Like, we love them, and we are really good at families with small kids, and we crush it with medical stays. Those are like our top three. Just knock it out of the park all the time. All the time. Those are the people we are the best at serving, and we customize our units to attract those people. What does that mean as I'm looking at this? This is too sterile. It doesn't look, we also go for a lived-in look, right? And from a security procedure standpoint, I'm looking at your listing, and right now I can tell that the television is not mounted to the wall. So that's a big no-no in our world because I don't like it, but it looks like you've got a studio going on here. I'm wondering how big this is right now, because it looks like it's an efficient use of space, but it just looks very sterile because there's nothing on the wall. We've got very bland colors. We often recommend using a designer. You're clearly in Toronto and proud of it. I love it. Okay, so, and when we're doing photos, I just want to be really clear. One of the things that you want to do is you want to be telling a story. So this story has been told. I get what you're saying there. This is the same story as the first photo, so it's not needed. This is still the same story as the first photo. That's a different story, even though you're in the studio, so I like it. So that one's good. But be careful about using wide angle lenses. That's why you have that bending effect. It looks like you're something, either it's bending or the camera wasn't actually perpendicular to the wall. That's a great photo right there. So good job. That's a good photo too. Good photo, like it. There's no need for this photo. There's a better photo. There's a better angle for that. That's a decent, I like that. That's good. That's cool. Okay, it looks like you started using HDR or something of that nature. I don't know that you wanted to do that with this particular photo. Okay. If you don't know how to take night photos, don't try to do it. Now, are you going to provide snacks for every guest? If you are, that's fine. Leave it. If not, I would remove it again. My job, my brain works on scale. So I start thinking, how can I scale that across 15, 20, 50, 60 units? If you can scale that and you have a system for scaling it, that's fine. If not, I would get rid of it. Plus, understand that some people probably don't like Doritos, don't like Lay's, would prefer something else. So that opens you up for a potential complaint. Leaving the water, that makes sense. I don't think anyone's ever going to complain about an apple. And if you're going to do this, make sure the photo's in focus. All right, so that's a quick review of your photos. Let's see what we've got. We've got a condo, 2 guests, 1 bath. I don't know how many square feet it is or square meters. So if you tell me that, I could probably figure something else out. 40th floor, that sounds really high. I'm assuming you're just serving couples and adults only, because that's the feeling I get. You have 125 reviews, so you know something about what you're doing already, which is good. Now, I will say this. What I don't like right now is that when I get to your listing, you've got a whole big blocks of text. I think more people would read your listing if you broke up the text. Use some emojis, use extra ASCII characters so that it breaks up the text. I'm sure the information is fine. That's really what I'm looking at right now. Concierge bills not to be contacted under any circumstances. Yeah, I get that. Totally understand what that's about. Let's look at your amenities. No pets, no events. You don't have cable TV. That seems strange, but I figured you would have cable TV. Okay, cleaning fee, $41. I don't know if this is US or Canadian, but either way, it still sounds low to me. 30% monthly discount. Okay, so let's talk discounts for a second. I personally, I tend to put 1% and maybe 2% in those things because I don't like advertising. It doesn't mean I won't give a discount, but I'm not going to offer a discount. From a sales standpoint, it's just horrible positioning. Sales standpoint, don't offer the discount up front. That's crazy. Make them ask. If they don't ask and they book, you make more money. just simple stuff as that. Security deposit is $203. That's pretty interesting. What's the $3? It makes me wonder, why 203? Why not 200? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there. Queen size bed. If you could get a king size bed in there, I would think about it, because again, one of the things that we've done and I've seen a lot of our students do is use larger size beds to help individuals who are larger size. Like, once I saw a queen bed, see, I was pretty excited about your unit until I saw a queen bed. I am automatically a no. Why? Because I don't fit on a queen bed. Everything else could be great. Your price is awesome. I don't fit on the queen bed, so never mind. That at the end of the day. So there's a certain segment of the population that you're 100% eliminating because I'm too tall. And my wife's tall too. We don't fit. Queen bed. Doesn't work. No smoking, not suitable for pets, parties, anytime after 3. Self-checking with block box. I like this. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you the exact same house rules here. Take a screenshot. I'll make it bigger for you so that you can look at that. Oh, it's 400. Oh, okay. I just realized. It's 400 square feet. That is small, but I still think you could get a king size bed. That's all I'm gonna say. So, all right. Whoops, that's the wrong screen. You want this one. So let's get back to it. Let's see what else we got. Strict cancellation. Okay. I would prefer moderate, and I use this because you only get 2 extra days. The difference between the two, okay? Yeah. I mean, I don't know why you would want to use strict. I think you're probably losing more people than you're actually gaining in terms of actual getting the reservation. But maybe, you know, it's working out for you. I would test that, though. I think moderate would probably actually get you more money and more reservations without that much of a negative on the cancellation side. So I'm just saying I would totally go that route. Whoops, I didn't need to look at the cancellation policies. I've seen them. You don't have a fire extinguisher? Dude, what's up with that? Go get a fire extinguisher. 1 night minimum stay, that's fine. No need to look at the reviews. I mean, I could look at the reviews and probably learn some more, but you've been doing this. Let me see. How long have you been doing this? Oh, is this your only listing? Okay, so so then my question for you is why, okay, so you have 2. Why do you only have 2? That I don't understand. You've been doing this for a while. Why do you only have 2? I say this because, again, my world, my business, what we do is we help individuals become rentalpreneurs, but more importantly, expand their portfolios quickly. Because if you've got this down, you just need some systems and tools to be able to go out there and crush being able to run 20 of these. Why not? Go do 20 of those. If you want more details, links in the description, of course, or you can go to cashflowdiary.com/MM system. We just launched our system that has allowed me to, like I said, operate 20 units is what we do using an iPad and iPhone. We also have a number of students who operates various numbers of units. We have students in Canada already, and many different countries, etc. So feel free, check that out. It's a 4-video series. I think it'll help you. Hopefully a deal. And again, I hope I got your name right. That's great. Let's see who's next after a deal. You're saying it just right. Awesome. Thank you for that. That's good to know. Toronto just came out with rules not to allow longer than 180. Okay, so let me talk to the whole rules thing. Again, I haven't read the rules in Toronto. Most of the rules, especially in the US, because I've seen a lot more of those, more of our students bring that to me. When it comes to restrictions, we have, yes, day restrictions make perfect sense in some cases, but what I'm thinking about is a lot of those restrictions apply to certain types of real estate first. Zoning classifications, etc. Again, I haven't looked at any in Canada, to be honest, so I don't know, but I know from the majority of the ones that I have looked at, it always applies to R1 or residential zoning. So condo high-rise towers that you're clearly using would not fall into that category, which then exempts them from whatever the day restriction is. Same thing with apartment buildings, same thing with certain townhomes. It just depends. So I'm familiar with what you're talking about, but I'm saying look into it deeper. Don't just accept the headlines that the newspaper is telling you. All right. Basically, they allow principal residence and 100-day cap. I'd love to know if you guys have run into similar issues that could assist, or if you speak to that in your mastermind. Yes, we actually speak. That's exactly in one of our. I think it's in module 1. There's like module 0, then module 1. There's actually a worksheet for property qualification worksheets, and one of the sections we talk about is the ordinances in the area. And how to work with the ordinances. That, of course, will go deeper into that in later modules as well, because, again, we're dealing with the changing, regardless of where you are in the world, we're all dealing with changing stuff inside the world of the short-term rental game. And one of the reasons I wanted to build a system is because that's what I've always done with things, is I build systems. And having had the privilege of, doing all different types of real estate for a long time, I get systems. But I wanted to be able to access properties and real estate in other different geographies, right? So what this happens to mean for all of us that are doing short-term rentals is that we can do so in multiple different locations. So just because Toronto, well, I don't know geography, so what's adjacent to Toronto? It doesn't mean that you only have to do Toronto. In fact, so one of our students, he lives in Austin. His property is in Alaska, and Austin is in Texas, and Alaska is way on the other side. And although I live in Orange County, some of our properties are in LA. While it doesn't sound like it's far away, if you've ever been in LA traffic, might as well take a plane, seriously, because it could take you that long. And just because the location you are physically in limits or has a limitation doesn't mean you have to squash the business idea. And that's where the systems come in. Anyway, hopefully some of that helps you a deal. And yeah, feel free, check out the mastermind system for sure. And if you haven't, let me make sure everybody gets to see this again, is we are giving away... Which iPad is this? I have no idea. Oh, this is the iPad Pro. So this is going to go to somebody. So this is the iPad Pro 10.5-inch 512 gigabyte Wi-Fi. So this is going to go to somebody who goes to cashflowdiary.com/win. We're giving away iPads and iPhones because the system that I teach and use myself, you run the business using an iPad and an iPhone. cashflowdiary.com/win. Also, if you want more details, Adil, on the mastermind product, our marketing officer, Dave, is actually over on Facebook live right now. So while I'm here on YouTube, he's on Facebook, and he can answer more questions about the product if you want. All right, let's see who else has a listing that they want me to look at. Remember, just type in the number. That's all you got to do is type in the number. Lorena, I see another one from you. Hold on one second. Let's go to, what is it? 2011-2011-9880. Did I get that right? Yes, it did. Okay, so Lorena, here's another one. Oh, much better. Yes, see, you've got it framed. Now, okay, so while this picture is framed well, I would rather see the entire bed, right? I would rather see the entire bed. I'm willing to bet when I click view photos, yeah, see, here's what's unfortunate, is that the aspect ratio of this photo only works when you can see the whole thing, and it just doesn't work for the cover image. So yeah, that's the frustration here. So you've got to write, this photo is great, by the way. I like what you've done. Great colors, awesome. But you see the difference of how it shows up, and that makes all the difference in the world, because remember, you're selling on a photo. That's what you're doing. You're literally selling on the photo, and you've got to keep that in mind. So let me see if I can find a better or an improvement out of your, how many photos? You have 19. Again, you want to be 22 to 24 photos. let's see if I. Oh yeah, that's cool. I love that wall, that wood wall over there. So that's a good photo. Well, actually, hold on one second. All right. So I don't know if your photographer used a tripod or not, because what I'm noticing is that, again, when photographing real estate or things with sharp angles, you have to have the plane of the camera be perpendicular or be parallel to the actual object. Otherwise, it starts to look like it's slanting away, slanting forward, to and back. And if it's difficult to do, it's difficult to do if you're trying to do it with just your hand. So, like, for example, let's pretend I'm using my phone. And this is the wall. It has to be perpendicular, otherwise it doesn't look right in the photo. And I'm sensing a little bit of that. Like, it was either, I think in this case, it was tilted backwards a little bit too far on that particular photo. And you're like, dude, how do you see this stuff? I've been taking photos for a while. I like taking photos for fun. Okay, hold on. So also remember, you want to tell a story. So that's part of the story. That tells a story. That tells a story. Now we're already repeating. So this is not necessary because you've already told this story. Okay? Okay, I'll leave this one because you got the cabinets closed, etc. Again, that's nice accents and detail. We'll leave it for now. This almost looks like, that photo almost makes it look like a completely different space. It's like, what? Is this the same room? So that's a different version of the story. It also looks like you started using HDR. So someone was using HDR. This is a special photography technique. I can tell because I can look out this window and how much detail I see as well as what's going on here. It just looks like HDR and makes it look a little like crayon-y / fake, unfortunately. So just keep that in mind when using some of these techniques. I don't think you need that shot at all. That's cool. That's all right. Okay, so a couple of things. When you're photographing the shower and tubs, you want to pull the curtains all the way out of the way because it still looks like you're trying to, like, I'm thinking, what's behind that curtain? What does she hide behind that curtain? So you don't want to do that. Again, this camera's not correct in its angle. You don't need detail shots of the coffee. That just looks like a messy bed. I know what you're trying to do. That just looks like a messy bed. Yeah, find another way to do it. Again, messy. That just looks like, oh, she didn't even clean up. So just keep that in mind. Probably should get rid of that. That's not bad. Okay, that's cool. I get it. Yes, there we go. See, that's a good washer dryer straight on. That works out perfectly. I like that one. Good job. Okay, amenities now. Amenities. Got it. So let me see if I can find another better feature image for you. No. You of the photos you have the right angle for the feature image. It's just the wrong photo because it looks like it was done in a completely different aspect ratio or was cropped or something. And yeah, when it goes to the screen, it just doesn't work right. So, but remember, filters, photos, titles. Filters, photos, and titles. That's how you're standing out. And this is probably doing a decent. It's probably a listing that's doing decently, because those photos are not bad. I just think there are many better choices in some cases. Okay, so all right, so this is interesting. I'm assuming, Lorena, you speak a second language because you're communicating in a second language. I don't even know what language that is, but if you do, then that's great. Definitely highlight that. Let me see, king bed. I like that. 100 megabyte Wi-Fi. Okay, so if you're gonna do 100 megabyte Wi-Fi in the title, can you give me a screenshot of the actual like speed test? Like go to, let me show you if you haven't, speedtest.net. Go to speedtest.net, click go, and grab a screenshot and put that in there as well. Net neutrality. Save the internet. Yes, please save the internet. But you see how this is showing you the download speed, etc. You want to grab a screenshot of that either on your phone or what have you, and then you want to make sure that you do that as well. Let's go back. Boom. Close that one. Entire apartment, 5 guests, 1 bedroom, 5. Okay, that's fine. Let me look at this. Okay, so unlike your last listing, you did a better job at breaking this up and making it look visually different. For example, instead of using the hyphen, I would prefer you used those arrows like you used on your last listing. Do I still have your last listing up? I do not. So if you want to use those, let me see, character. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Boom. Is that it? No. Is that not it? Yes, there it is. So, whoops, it just disappeared. All right, so on my screen here, I don't know if I can make it bigger. Let me try to show you. You can see some of these characters right here. Some of these characters. I would prefer you use maybe some of these arrows or something. This pencil, anything is better than what you've currently got there, which is just the hyphen. So that it breaks this up and makes it easier to read. Okay. Again, you're speaking in multiple languages. So if you're going to do that, can you put this summary in whatever language this is as well? And again, I'm not trying to be offensive. I just don't know what language that is. So if you're going to do that, so do that, or maybe this says all this. I don't know, but if it does, I would put the summary in both. Let me see, Gym Spa. Okay, that's good. Again, we've got too much block in the text. Let me give me some some returns, some spaces in between these lines. That would be helpful. Same thing with the hyphens. Again, moderate cancellation. You know, I like that, especially for this type of unit. Now that there are situations where strict cancellation or super strict or some of those others make more sense. Let's look at your amenities. Cable TV. Okay. You have bathtub crossed out, and you have pack and play and travel crib crossed out. I thought you had those in there, so just something to notice. Cleaning fee $85. That still seems like if this is a 1 bedroom, I'd probably push that another $10. Monthly discount 1 and 1. That makes sense. Security deposit $250. Weekend $138. Depending on how you're doing your pricing, I don't even bother with the weekend pricing. If you're using dynamic pricing, hopefully all of you are. Let me check. 94, 94, 108. Yeah, it looks like you're using dynamic pricing, so that's good. 3 sofa beds. Okay, no smoking. Again, I've shown you the. Okay, so this is a better. See how your house rules are better this time. I like that. Just so that you're clear, no smoking and no marijuana are kind of repetitive, but I get where you're coming from. Being in California, we've got to deal with this. Boy, do we have to deal with it. This is good. I think I said what I needed to say on this one. So hopefully something I've said helps you get more reservations there. And again, if you've got a listing you want me to review, you've got to put the number in the chat box. Let's see who's next. I see Mavis. Hold on, let me update this. Mavis, it is 17942941. So let's look at your listing. Hopefully this is it. Okay, so Mavis, looks like you have been hosting for a little while. You're in Hotlanta. I love it. I've had some of the best food down there. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking about right now. Now I'm thinking about food because you're in Hotlanta. So you've not quite a year yet, it looks like. How many listings? 2. All right, so all right, I'm just gonna shoot you straight. Understand, it's all with love and the desire for you to earn more money and serve more people. All right, so you may be happy with the dollar amounts that you're getting right now. So for those of you who've got experience right now, that's great. My job is to supercharge it, make it better. That's what I'm good at. That's what I do. All right. This photo is not helping you. I think you need to actually invest some money into professional photos. So, and if this is a professional who took these photos, then please go get your money back and go get a different professional who can take photos. So just a couple of things on this photo alone. First of all, you got a very boring color scheme, if you will. All of these browns are, you got to do something about that. It looks like you're covering up all of the windows. So I don't know if you took this at night and you were just trying to get it done, but try to keep curtains open. This just looks, this is not right. I don't know what this piece of plastic is on the floor. I have no idea what this is on the floor. I see your computer peeking out over here from the side. This is not, I hope this is not your best photo. Yeah, okay. So when taking these photos, be careful not to get yourself in the reflections. And if you're going to use a cell phone, do not do this, do this. It's got to be this way. Okay, it's got to be this way. All right, so let's keep going. You have 23 photos, so it's a good number of photos. Again, we're always talking about telling a story, right? We're always talking about telling a story, and I think there's a better angle for this particular bedroom. That's not a bad angle for the bathroom, but again, be careful with mirrors because I can see you in the photo. And this one is actually also not in focus. So it looks like you're using a cell phone. And again, you can see what I was talking about from some of the other photos is that the angle of your phone was not perpendicular to the wall, and that's why things look like they're slanting and falling. Same thing here. Okay, you got the same thing going on here, but this time what you did is you went forward with the angle and with the camera, and you took the photo. Okay, so are you providing wine? Do you want that person? Do you want someone who appreciates wine in your unit, and are you providing it for everyone? If not, I don't know if you want to stage that way, is all I'm saying. It's something to think about. Again, use it in landscape, not portrait. Oh, you're going bunk beds. It looks like 2 sets of bunk beds. Goodness gracious. Awesome. Okay. But again, got to take the pictures this way. Same thing. And now you can see that that one's slanted, so I don't need to say anything. When you're going to photograph the bathroom and specifically toilets, you want to be back. And again, you want to try to get something else in the photo. So in this case, I probably would have taken the shower with it, with the curtain open from a lower angle. That's not helping you. That's not helping you. Are you if you're restocking the refrigerator every time, that's fine. Just make sure if you're going to show it that way that's absolutely what's there. We've already talked about being in, I don't know what that is. Is that the inside of the oven? What is that? That's the oven. That is the oven. I don't think that photo's helping you. I'm assuming that's the bathtub. And if you're trying to show that it's a spacious, you've got to show it in context in the environment. So understand, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, and you got to ask yourself, what story is this photo telling? Okay, the story that this photo is telling, it makes it, honestly, with all the furniture you have in there, it looks a little cluttered. See if you can find a way to get it to be a little bit more open. Well, that's cool. And again, if you're going to restock it every time, that's fine. Okay, so this is I want you to go retake this photo. This would be a good photo, but I want you, instead of facing the problem that happened here is that our phones cannot handle the dynamic range of interpreting that light that's coming in, and you're shooting into it. You want to put the light source behind you. It's kind of like what's happening right now is I've got the light source, the camera's right here, but the light source is here. If I take this light and put it behind me, I would suddenly go really, really dark, and it would not look right. Okay, so you want to make sure to get the light source behind the camera as much as you possibly can. All right. Yes, like this photo. See, you did it here. This is what I'm talking about. That now so retake this photo, get a little bit lower, keep it back. That's what I'm talking about. That That's exactly right. So yeah, you've gotten, you know what you need to do with the photos. Now, I just want to make sure I understand this. You have an entire apartment for $48 a night. That seems incredibly low to me. And again, I don't know the Atlanta market. I've not done the numbers, but it still seems incredibly low, which maybe that's what you want, maybe not. I don't know, but I would gotta believe that you've got to have some room to bump that to 70 at least. Yeah, unless you're charging like extra guest fees after. No, it's after 2 people. Yeah, I think there's. Let me see how you doing your pricing. Let me look real fast. What's going on with your calendar? Why is your calendar all blocked up? I don't understand. You're gonna have to help me understand what's going on with the calendar. Because right now I don't understand. Why is it all blocked that way? Are you only doing this in certain seasons? What's the deal? Same thing that I've said before, break up the text. Let me see, did you say something in the chat that might help me? It's 1,200 square feet, that's good. Okay, hold on. Would you suggest going to other locations or cities? P.S. Appreciate you answering questions. Recently follow of yours and very impressed. Thank you, Adil. I appreciate the nice words. Do you take your own pictures or do you hire a professional? While many people, I have been paid for photos. I have the skill set to take my own photos and make them look awesome. I still hire someone else because I want to run a business system and save the time. I know how much time it takes to get these photos right. You can probably hear it in my voice when I'm detailing about photos. A while ago, I used to shoot for our local newspaper, and that was fun and cool. But, you know, I got bored is basically what that was. And I know what it takes to get the photos right. It's usually cheaper, especially in time, for you to just hire someone who knows how to do it right. And that's what I would prefer. That's what I would prefer, because we do a lot of work. I teach a lot of people to do a lot of work on the front end, and if you do all the work but still mess up the photos, it's like you ruined all the work. It doesn't really matter if you have everything else on point if you don't communicate that well. And all of the platforms, even your website if you're using that, or when you make a brochure, if you're working directly with government agencies, however you're doing your business, if you're communicating with photos, you gotta get those right? And it's just that important. So that's why I'm so hard on photos. There's other stuff that I get anal about too, but photos are the first thing because it's going to impact your income first and foremost. All right. How do you make special character come out in the listing? Lorena, what I was doing when I was making those special characters, I use an Apple computer. It's Command, Option, and Spacebar. You press those 3 things together, Command, Option, and Spacebar, will bring up Command, Option. No, sorry. Did I do that? Hold on. It is, sorry, Control, Command, and Spacebar. Brings up the alternative keyboard, so that you can then just click, tap on the ones that you want. So hopefully that helps you. Let's see. Mavis, I would like to create a new listing to include the same number of beds instead of the entire apartment now to make it shared. I have included a sofa bed. Okay, hold on one second. I would like to create a new listing to include the same number of beds. Okay, so you want to make this one location a shared location. If that's the case, that's fine, but I still would encourage you to, all right, so like for my individuals who are using houses or large locations, what I always want you guys to do is to create one for each bedroom, or however you're going to split it up, and then one for the whole thing. So you actually would be creating 2 listings. Or 3 listings if this is a 2-bedroom space. That's how I would go about that, Mavis. I don't know if that answers your question or helps you, but that's kind of where it's coming from. For those of you who may have just gotten here and it hasn't flashed on the screen in a while, I want you to know that we are still doing the iPhone and iPad giveaway. That is until Monday at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So we've got iPads, like this is the iPad Pro 512 Wi-Fi only. This is the iPad 128 gigabyte Wi-Fi. This one is space gray. I think they're all gonna be space gray, so whatever. Anyway, and you can go to cashflowdiary.com/win. Cashflowdiary.com/win. And there will be 3 different winners. Each winner gets an iPad and an iPhone. Which iPad and which iPhone you get, that's what gets determined. Feel free to go enter, and then don't forget to share it, because the more times you share it, the more times you get entries, which increases your probability of winning. And it's all centered around our new business system, Cashflow, which you can find out more details about at cashflowdiary.com/MM system. My name is Jay, CEO of Cashflow Diary. I've been teaching real estate and real estate related strategies for a number of years. I have owned hundreds of units, cell phone towers, apartment buildings, commercial buildings, all kinds of interesting things. But I've quote unquote traded that in for the short-term rental game, because I have identified some things about short-term rentals that make it way better than traditional real estate stuff that I've done for a while. And having done it now, I've decided to continue teaching stuff, because being able to help people retire from their jobs, etc., gets me kind of excited. So I want to make sure that if that's you, if you want to have an opportunity to do that, feel free to make sure. Links are in the description below, of course. Let me see. So now let's get back to another listing review. Lorena, how do you manage the listing if we want to do all private rooms in the whole house? Lorena, inside the mastermind product, we go through exactly how to do that. It's a long way of saying you've got to have your property management software set up properly. And that at the end of the day, you got to have the property manager software set up properly, so that your calendars don't get all messy, because that can become messy. So it's in the mastermind product. I believe you have it already. There is hope. Would you be able to tell us again how to obtain these properties without owning them? I missed that part. Internet connection is not the best today. I didn't say that part. You lease them. Sorry. That's the answer. Let me see. And Lorena, looks like you're okay. So we'll do one more listing review, because I don't see any more in the chat. So you just got to type your number. Let me go to. Oh, that's the wrong thing. I want to go to the listing number. What is this? 2130 7983. Boom. Let's see what we got. Who's this? Gary. How are you, Gary? All right. Let's look. That's a decent. Okay, so Gary, this is a decent photo, except one small photographic error is you're shooting into the light. That's why the outside the window looks the way it does. That's why outside the window looks the way it does. There is a way technically to fix that, but the simple way to fix it is to take it from the other angle with the light behind you. I like those blankets though. I personally love those blankets. I just like rubbing those blankets, and I like your accent pillows, by the way. So that's good. Let's look at your photos first and see what we got. Again, we've got a camera that is not being held perpendicular to the plane of what you're taking photos of. I think you missed the focal point on that photo. So the word bar is what I was expecting to be in focus. It's actually not. It looks like the colander is. But it's not a bad photo, except I think you missed focus. Yeah. That's, okay. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, so when it comes to photographing your TV, I would rather you replace that image with an actual image, either have the TV off or have it be an image of something on television. Because right there, I could imply that you are providing Netflix, Vudu, Hulu, Showtime, HBO, Amazon, and Sling. And if I get there and I don't have access to those, I could be upset. I'm not saying anyone has done that. I'm just saying, and I'm not even saying you were trying to do that. I'm saying your photos set these expectations. So just keep that in mind. Not a bad photo, but the camera wasn't held properly. I like your little wood on the wall. Again, don't need that detail. I personally, like in my house, kind of want what I'm seeing right here. So well, that's pretty nice. I like it. So here's a quick photography tip on this one. You needed to use a higher f-stop so that more of this photo is in focus, because it's basically you've used selective focus wherein you needed more of it in focus. You don't need that shot. Amenities. Okay, I get it. Okay, so first of all, we've only got 16 photos. I think I know the exact apartment complex where this is. You've only got 16 photos, and half of them are for something that's not inside the apartment. I would rather you get more photos inside the apartment. A lot more. And I think you have the right photo chosen as your feature photo. You just don't have enough photos internally, to be honest. Not in my opinion. Not at all. Let's go photos. Let's go to title. 97 per night. That sounds right. If this is a 1 bedroom, yeah. 3 beds, 1 bath. Close to Disney. Instead of saying close to Disney, can you tell me how many miles away I am? In fact, here's a quick hack for those of you near something special like a Disneyland or a Universal Studios or a water park, theme park, or whatever. Don't just tell me it's close. Go through the process, get a screenshot of a Google map from your place to this hot destination place. Draw on that map how far it is in your handwriting. Like put on the map or annotate that map with your handwriting. Even better, under that, give me the estimated cost for Uber from your place to this special thing. So take a screenshot. If you go on Uber or Lyft or whatever, go on Uber or Lyft and pull it up, and it'll tell you this is how much it'll cost. So now not only do I have a screenshot of how far it is, I can see that. I know how much it'll cost for Uber, and then put your Uber code or Lyft code in your listing too. That's right. That one will make you money today. You're welcome. Let's see. Again, we want to break up the text using those special characters for sure. Yeah, totally all day. Moderate cancellation, that's fine. Let's look at, whoops, I hit the wrong thing. Amenities is what I was trying to look at. Okay, you have internet crossed out. I'm assuming you have internet. There's no free parking on the street. That's weird. Okay. You have cable TV crossed out. I mean, I'm all right. And again, you have bathtub crossed out. You got pack and play crossed out. You got high chair crossed out, but you got photos of that in there. I agree with the discounts. Security deposit, whatever. That's fine. Again, your house rules need some beefing up. You don't have a fire extinguisher? Dude, go get a fire extinguisher. Go put a fire extinguisher in there. Let me look at your calendar real quick. I'm curious. You're already full. This is not good. All right. Your pricing is way too low. We're not going into an in-depth pricing analysis right now, but you are more than your pricing. This is telling me, this is all an indication that your pricing is too low because you have too many days already reserved too far in advance. meaning you've just left money on the table for this time period. Yeah, I think you left money. I think you left a lot of money, especially for the Christmas and New Year's. You just left money on the table for this one. So just know that. You probably want to do some more analysis on that for sure. Hopefully that helps. Let me see. All right, guys. Hopefully that helps. If last time, if you haven't, by all means, go check out the new mastermind system that we have available, cashflowdiary.com/MM system. As I said before, go to cashflowdiary.com/win. Links are in the description. If you want to enter for the mastermind, we've got iPhone SE, the iPad Mini 4. You get both of these. Third place gets two things, iPhone and an iPad, so you can run your short-term rental business. I'm literally giving you the ability to run your short-term rental business right here. If you want to find out more about the mastermind system, head on over to Facebook, facebook.com/cashflowdiary, and you'll see a live stream that we were doing there about all the Q&A related to that. But if you want to get one of these nifty iPads and iPhones that we've got going on, go to cashflowdiary.com/win. And hopefully we'll see you again soon when we do this. We do the listing reviews, etc., and hanging out like this about twice a month, usually on a Saturday. So I would not expect this again for at least 2 weeks is probably the time frame is what we're looking at right now. But hopefully this helped you, and hopefully you learned some stuff, and we were able to help you make some money today. Because if you implement some of the advice that that's been given, it'll change the amount of exposure you have on some of the listing sites, and it will help you convert more people because they'll ask less questions and they'll just start buying. Anyway, it was fun talking to you guys today. I look forward to talking to you soon. Until next time.